Hello everyone and welcome. This video will be covering the new Guild Battleground changes. I apologize for the delay in this video. I have two reasons. One, I have been trying to wrap my mind around the changes that have been made, and two, I was on vacation. So I apologize, but let's walk through what's been done to Guild Battlegrounds. I've obviously seen a lot of comments on different forums that you can tell that people are unhappy with Guild Battlegrounds. I'm not happy myself, um, maybe for different reasons. So first things first, though, let's try to understand what changed, or let's start with what hasn't changed. We still have this map. We still have multiple guilds fighting against each other, trying to grab sectors. You still have buildings. You still have, you know, attrition and, certain amount of increase or decrease of gaining attrition, and you can still increase the amount of fights that are needed to capture a sector. So for the most part, that seems the same. They have nerfed the amount of fights, though, that are required for a sector by half. So I think it used to be 200, just as like a nominal. Now it's 100, which means that all of the percentage increases to take that sector are also reduced. It seems like you're not really getting as many fights. Now, they did say that they increased the amount that the enemy units get stronger based on your attrition. That's sounded weird coming out. Let's try that again. Basically, they halved the highest attrition from 300 to 150. But the percentage strength, or I guess the percentage boost that the enemy gets at 300 is now at 150. So effectively, if you were getting up to 300 and battling against 300 attrition, you should now still be getting at 150. So you do get less fights. It's just straight off the bat, you're going to get less fights because each fight you have a chance of gaining attrition and you have a chance of maxing out quicker. So that's a baseline. So now, instead of you getting, let's say, like for me, for example, I would reach 200 attrition with 20%. Let's say we had the correct buildings up and we had only a 20% chance of gaining attrition when fighting. That means that my 200 attrition was closer to 1,000 fights a day. I'm no longer getting 1,000 fights a day. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not getting very many fights at all because sectors are being taken in 15 seconds. Like, it's almost midnight. It's an hour to midnight. It's the end of the day, and I'm only at 29 attrition. And I've been around all day. I've just been trying to get fights all day, and I have not been getting them. So that, for me, that's my biggest frustration right now, is that I cannot get fights. When I do get fights, we get these different types of coins. So let's look at, I guess, the second layer of attrition and all this other stuff. So there's these things called trials. Trial 1, I would say, is the most similar to what we used to have. So trial 1, when you have 1 attrition, 2% boost to the army. This extra math over here isn't doing anything because all these other numbers are just 1 or 0, so they don't matter. So this base enemy army boost increases, like I said, not necessarily the same as it increased previously. It's now doubled, you know, per attrition level. So that's trial 1. So we have trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, all the way up to trial 50. And so my first question was, what should I use? Trial 1 or trial 50? Because everything in between is negligible to me. It's worthless. Either trial 50 is the best or trial 1 is the best. Tell me. And so what I did was I looked at the silver coins, gold coins, and the platinum coins that you get from trial 1, and then similarly trial 50. And I put them in a spreadsheet, of course, and apologies for those watching this video at night. Hopefully you've dimmed your screen, but I've made the view larger so we can all look at it together. The trial 50, let's say for example, you were able to get up to level 100 attrition normally in this new game. So that would mean 200 previously, right? So you got up to 100 fights in this game. The strength of the enemy army is boosted by 11,789%. There isn't a direct correlation to trial 50, but at 50 attrition, it's 12,471. So they're close. They're not exact, but they're close. So you get 71 coins with an 85% chance of winning them. 51 coins, 10% chance. 21 coins for platinum, 5% chance. So those are your coin amounts and percentage chance of getting them for trial 1. In addition to that, trial 1, you only have a 50% chance of getting any reward at all. So first you have to actually get the reward, and then you break it down into the percentage chance of silver, gold, platinum. 85, 10, 5. So for trial 50, 20% chance of silver, way more silver coins, more gold coins, 40%, 72 platinum coins, 40%. Trial 50, you have a 70% chance of winning any reward off of a fight, just flat out. So let's just assume, let's not make the math even more difficult and add in the 20% chance of getting attrition, whatever. Let's say you're just 100%, every single fight you do, you're going to gain attrition. Fine. You do 100 fights for trial 1, you're probably close to like maybe 45 fights for trial 50. But just to make the math simple, we'll say 150. 100 and then 50, not 150. So this all breaks down to, and if you've skipped ahead and you've already looked at the right side of the screen, for trial 1, you should on average every day get roughly 3,000 silver coins. You'll get around 250 gold and 50 platinum. Fine. Trial 50, you don't get many more silver coins than you do in trial 1. However, you get 6 times as many gold and 20 times as many platinum. Again, it's not perfect. Maybe it's slightly less, but you're definitely getting more coins overall in trial 50. Now, that's easier said than done. Trial 50, there's this multiplication that happens with army units. So with 1 attrition, trial 1 is 2%. But there's all this math going on where there's these multipliers and boost modifiers, all this different stuff. And basically this is saying, okay, so 2% times 4 is 8, plus just the base trial 50 modifier, which is 4475. So 4475 plus 8 is 4483. And now you can see that's how it increases as you go down, or as you go up in attrition. So once you get to 50, trial 1 is still only 2000%. But in trial 50, you're seeing upwards of, we'll say, 12,500%. Obviously, fairly large difference. So I'm not going to say just flat out just go for trial 50, but if you can beat trial 50 just flat out, which obviously with 0% attrition, I think 0% attrition is this base number, 4475. There is no 0% boost for trial 50. If you're on trial 50, you start at 4475. So if you can beat that, you automatically have a chance of winning more coins flat out than trial 1. It just takes way more fights in trial 1 to get anywhere close to the coins that you would get in trial 50. That's basically what the math shows. So, all that being said, we have our coins. What do they do? Where do we go with these? Open up the store. This is what we do with them. So, first you have your silver coins. And the best thing for you to buy with your silver coins, in my opinion, is diamonds. There has been a ton of comments and frustration around the limit of the amount of diamonds that you can get from Guild Battlegrounds, which I understand. It used to be quote unquote unlimited. You had a chance of winning diamonds every single fight, and you obviously had a very low percentage chance of winning it, but you could just keep fighting and winning them. Whereas now it's limited to 20 redemptions of 50 diamonds. So 1,000 diamonds. Yeah. And they cost 4,000 coins, but then there's this little explanation point here that says it increases after every purchase. So doing this live, because I wanted to see what it went up. So buy for 4,000, fine. Now it's buy for 4,200. Okay, 4,400. And it just keeps going up over and over and over. So at some point, you're going to run out of diamonds. Now what do you get? Well, luckily, back to my spreadsheet, if you go to the Guild Battleground list, Tourney Grounds is, according to my spreadsheet and my formula that I use, it is the most efficient building that you can get from Guild Battlegrounds. Second being Lindward Keep, level 2. Then the towers, a few other towers, a few other, secondary buildings, stuff like that. So this is where you go now to kind of figure out, okay, what should I get? And Tourney Grounds, far and away, best thing that you can get with silver coins. With gold and platinum coins, you can also get diamonds, which I'll buy now because I can. It looks like the same increase. So you can get 2,000 diamonds total in all 70 days of the Guild Battleground Championship. And yeah, I think that's limiting. That's much more limiting than what we used to see. So that's unfortunate. So you've used up all of your gold coins on diamonds. So you have some gold coins left, and you have platinum coins. And so now you basically can just go through, look at, for example, what do you need just a couple more fragments for, right? Top up your fragments. I think for people in guilds that don't necessarily. Oh, here's a perfect example. Here, let's see how fast this goes up. I'll maybe get, so that's one fight, 2 fights, 3 or 4 fights, 5 fights. We'll say maximum there I got like 7 or 8 fights done. My attrition went up 3, and I got a few more coins, but that went extremely quickly. It's just it's crazy how quickly it goes. Anyway, back to this. So basically, just for guilds that weren't able to get these towers in the past, this is a great chance to go back, finish up. I have 2,500 fragments that are worthless right now, and the Thunderdrake Citadel isn't necessarily the best. It's but it's up there. Like it's a good building. So I'll probably get the fragments that I need in order to build that. I think, yeah. So level 1 gives the Citadel upgrade kit for level 2. So I can either build, 2 of them and then keep getting the upgrade kit, or I can just buy the upgrade kit and go straight to level 2. All things to think about. But basically, what I like about this, and I'm gonna try to find stuff to like about it, because we can all rag on it and say that they've ruined it and all these different things. What I will say is maybe not for the gold and platinum section. We'll go back to the silver section. These buildings down here, the elephant kits and stuff like that, that was just the antique dealer fodder. I would get rid of these in droves. Drummer kit or color guard, army units. I don't need any of these, and I would get these as rewards from the previous guild battlegrounds. I'd get all this stuff. Rogue. I think they gave rogue. I forget now. But like all these different things, all these different buildings, um, worthless, just worthless. Forge points, I honestly, I'll miss those. Goods, sure. I have a ton of buildings that give goods. Honestly, I have a ton of buildings that give forge points too. But the one good thing that came out of this is that I can choose what rewards I get, because they're just giving me coins that I can go and buy stuff. Is it enough coins? We'll see. Am I going to be able to get all 2,000 diamonds from this, 70-day championship? Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. This whole store system is fairly new. We have it for the current event, and we also have this legacy exchange that they keep saying is going to refresh every week, and I have not seen any refreshment at all. I ended up buying 1 chest this week, literally just so that I could put it into the antiques dealer, just so I could get some extra gems in the antiques dealer. But I'm not sure exactly what this whole plan is for this whole store system. Is it going to be every event now? Are they going to do this for guild expedition? Are they going to do it for quantum incursion? I'm not sure. I'm sure it's a slippery slope. But ultimately, I think that a lot of the complaints are warranted, but I think that hopefully this will give us more of a choice, more power of what we receive as rewards from Guild Battleground. Because ultimately, if we focus all of our coins directly on diamonds and we don't get any of that other stuff, great, right? I mean, yeah, maybe we didn't get as much diamonds as we did last season, but we didn't get as much junk either. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think in a comment below. Try to keep it civil. You know, I try not to talk too poorly of this game. I do enjoy it still. I'm not gonna quit. Like, I don't know, some other people have said. Um, they they've been playing for 10 years and this is the last straw. I'm sure it is for some people, but for many, they'll probably keep playing because ultimately I enjoy it. It's a fun game for me. I pass many hours playing it, and I'm still trying to get all of my great buildings to level 100. So until that's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. Like I said, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and as always, keep on jamming.